Meet the entrepreneur, the visionary who's supposed to be working on the business. Every business, no matter how small or how grand its ambition, begins with a spark, a dream held firmly in the mind of its founder. This is where we first encounter the entrepreneur, not just as a job title, but as a vital identity within anyone who dares to build something from the ground up. The entrepreneur is the visionary, the one who sees possibilities where others see only obstacles, sketching out grand designs for the future. They are the initial architects, imagining the entire structure long before the first brick is ever laid, fueled by an unshakable belief in what could be. This role is about big picture thinking, about charting the course, and about setting the ultimate destination for the entire venture. It's a position of immense responsibility, yet also one of incredible creative freedom, where the future of the company truly takes shape. Understanding this identity is the first crucial step toward building a business that genuinely serves you, rather than the other way around. However, the path from visionary dream to thriving reality is often fraught with unexpected turns, and many entrepreneurs find themselves veering off course without even realizing it. They start with that incredible vision, full of passion and innovative ideas, ready to conquer the world with their unique product or service. Yet, somewhere along the way, the daily grind begins to chip away at that initial spark, slowly pulling them deeper into the operational quicksand. The entrepreneur, the one who was supposed to be soaring high above, guiding the ship, suddenly finds themselves down in the engine room, frantically shoveling coal. This shift is subtle at first, a necessary temporary measure that somehow becomes the new normal, obscuring the original purpose of their role. Recognizing this subtle but dangerous drift is paramount to reclaiming your true entrepreneurial power and purpose. The core essence of the entrepreneurial identity lies in working on the business rather than getting entangled in it. Think of it like a seasoned ship captain who meticulously plans the voyage, studies the charts, and sets the compass for the distant shore. Their job isn't to scrub the deck, cook the meals, or even steer the rudder every single moment. It's to ensure the ship is heading in the right direction, prepared for any storm, and ultimately reaches its intended destination. They are focused on the strategic overview, the long-term health, and the ultimate growth of the entire enterprise. This perspective allows for critical decisions about market trends, expansion opportunities, and the overall direction that will shape the company's destiny. Without this guiding hand, even the most well-intentioned efforts can quickly lose their way, drifting aimlessly in competitive waters. Embracing the role of the entrepreneur means dedicating precious time to foresight, planning, and innovation, tasks that often feel less urgent than the immediate demands of the day. It involves asking crucial questions about where the business is headed 5, 10, or even 20 years down the line, not just what needs to be done by 5 o'clock. This is where strategic alliances are forged, new product lines are conceptualized, and the very culture of the company is intentionally crafted. It's about building the framework, designing the processes, and setting the standards that will allow the business to grow beyond your personal involvement. This is the work that truly transforms a simple job into a scalable, self-sustaining entity, capable of thriving independently. Neglecting this vital aspect of your role leaves your business vulnerable to stagnation and limits its potential for true, lasting success. Many business owners, particularly those who started their companies because they were exceptionally skilled at a particular craft, struggle immensely with this distinction. They believe, their personal touch is indispensable, that no one else can do the work quite as well, and therefore they must be involved in every minute detail. While this dedication is admirable, it's also a common trap, effectively chaining them to the very business they dreamed of liberating them. The entrepreneur's job is not to be the best doer in the company. It is to create an environment where the best work can consistently happen, regardless of who performs it. This shift in perspective is incredibly difficult, demanding a significant leap of faith and a willingness to delegate, but it is absolutely essential for genuine growth and personal freedom. Until you make this mental adjustment, your business will remain tethered to your constant presence and energy. Imagine a conductor leading a magnificent orchestra. Their role isn't to play every instrument themselves, nor is it to micromanage each musician's fingering. Instead, they stand back, interpret the score, set the tempo, and ensure every section plays in harmony to create a beautiful symphony. The entrepreneur functions much the same way, orchestrating the various components of the business, ensuring they work together seamlessly towards a common goal. They are responsible for the overall vision, the strategic direction, and the harmonious operation of the entire enterprise. This high-level perspective allows them to identify bottlenecks, foresee challenges, and seize opportunities that those immersed in daily tasks might completely miss. It's about leading the charge, not just being one of the soldiers on the front lines, ensuring everyone understands their part in the grand performance. This means the entrepreneur must consciously carve out time, often against their instincts, to step away from the immediate demands and engage in deep, strategic thought. It's about scheduling blocks for reflection, for market research, for brainstorming, and for developing long-term plans that extend far beyond the current quarter. These aren't luxurious indulgences. They are critical, non-negotiable activities that directly impact the future viability and profitability of the business. Without this dedicated time for entrepreneurial work, the business becomes reactive, constantly putting out fires instead of proactively building a robust and resilient structure. Think of it as tending to the roots of a tree, ensuring it has the nourishment and space to grow tall and strong, rather than just pruning the leaves when they get too wild. The entrepreneur is also the chief innovator, constantly scanning the horizon for new ideas, technologies, and market shifts that could impact their business. They are not content with the status quo. Rather, they possess an insatiable curiosity and a drive for continuous improvement. This means staying ahead of competitors, anticipating customer needs, and being willing to pivot when necessary to maintain relevance and gain an edge. It's about fostering a culture of creativity and experimentation within the company, where new approaches are welcomed and learning from failures is encouraged. Without this forward-thinking mindset, a business can quickly become obsolete, losing its competitive advantage in a rapidly evolving marketplace. The visionary never stops looking for the next big thing, ensuring the business remains dynamic and exciting. Crucially, the entrepreneur understands that their business's value isn't solely in its current revenue, but in its potential for future growth and its ability to operate independently of them. They are building an asset, a legacy, something that can eventually provide them with true financial freedom and the ability to step back if they choose. This perspective influences every decision, from hiring the right people to investing in scalable systems and processes. It's about constructing a franchise prototype, even if they never intend to franchise, because such a model is inherently robust, efficient, and replicable. This focus on building a self-sustaining entity is what truly separates the business owner who merely has a job from the entrepreneur who possesses a valuable, sellable company. Your ultimate goal should be to create a machine that runs smoothly without your constant intervention. Neglecting this entrepreneurial role, allowing yourself to be perpetually consumed by the day-to-day operations, carries a heavy price. It leads to burnout, limits your business's growth potential, and ultimately traps you in a cycle of endless work, defeating the very purpose of owning your own company. You become a highly paid technician, indispensable yet exhausted, rather than the strategic leader you set out to be. Your business cannot innovate, adapt, or scale effectively if its visionary leader is always stuck in the weeds, unable to see the forest for the trees. This constant involvement prevents you from leveraging your unique strengths and strategic insights, leaving your company vulnerable to stagnation and missed opportunities. It's a self-imposed prison, built with the best intentions, but a prison nonetheless. The freedom you crave, the reason you likely started your business in the first place, hinges on your ability to cultivate and embody this entrepreneurial identity. It's about creating a system, a set of documented, repeatable processes that ensures consistent quality and results, regardless of who is performing the tasks. This is where the magic truly happens. transforming your business from a burden that relies solely on you into a self-running asset that grants you the liberty to work on it or even step away when needed. Imagine having the time to pursue new passions, spend more moments with loved ones, or simply take a vacation without your phone constantly buzzing with urgent business matters. This level of freedom is not a pipe dream. It is the direct result of embracing your true entrepreneurial calling. Therefore, as we delve deeper into the intricate workings of a successful business, remember the entrepreneur is the guiding star, the one with the map and the compass. While the manager and the craftsperson have crucial roles to play, which we will explore next, it is the entrepreneur who sets the ultimate course and ensures the journey is worthwhile. Their vision is the fuel, their strategy is the engine, and their commitment to working on the business is the steady hand that steers it towards prosperity. Without this foundational understanding and commitment, the other roles, no matter how diligently performed, will struggle to build a truly thriving and independent enterprise. It all begins and ends with the clarity and purpose of the entrepreneurial mindset. To truly succeed, the entrepreneur must act as the primary architect, meticulously designing the entire operational blueprint, rather than simply being a skilled builder who constructs individual walls. This means spending significant time conceptualizing the ideal customer journey, streamlining internal workflows, and envisioning the organizational structure that best supports future growth. They don't just solve immediate problems. They create robust systems that prevent similar problems from recurring, ensuring smooth and predictable operations. This strategic design phase is often overlooked in the rush to get things done, but it is the bedrock upon which a truly scalable and resilient business is built. Without a clear and well-thought-out blueprint, the entire structure risks becoming a chaotic, unstable mess. This mindset shift requires a profound reevaluation of how you spend your time and energy each day. It's about consciously choosing to prioritize strategic thinking over reactive doing, even when the immediate pressures feel overwhelming. You must learn to delegate effectively, trust your team, and empower others to handle the day-to-day responsibilities, freeing yourself to focus on the bigger picture. This isn't about laziness or detachment. It's about leveraging your highest value to the company, your unique vision and leadership, to propel it forward. It's a transition from being the indispensable cog in the machine to becoming the master engineer who designs, refines, and upgrades the entire mechanism, ensuring its optimal performance for years to come. Ultimately, the impact of embracing your true entrepreneurial identity extends far beyond just your business. It transforms your entire life. By building a company that can flourish without your constant physical presence, you reclaim your time, energy, and mental space. This allows you to pursue other interests, nurture relationships, and enjoy the fruits of your labor, rather than being perpetually chained to your desk. It's about creating a business that provides you with a life, not just a job, fulfilling the promise of true entrepreneurial freedom. This journey requires discipline, patience, and a willingness to change, but the rewards, a thriving business and a liberated life, are immeasurable and profoundly worth the effort. Meet the manager, the organizer who actually keeps the lights on. After the thrilling, often chaotic burst of inspiration from the entrepreneur, someone has to roll up their sleeves and actually make things happen. This is where the manager steps onto the stage, not with a flourish or grand pronouncements, but with a clipboard, a calendar, and an unwavering commitment to order. While the entrepreneur sketches out the grand blueprint for the future, the manager is meticulously laying the foundation, brick by painstaking brick, ensuring every detail aligns with that initial vision. This isn't the glamorous work of inventing a new market or brainstorming revolutionary ideas. It's the essential, often thankless task of translating those big dreams into actionable, repeatable steps. Without this vital role, even the most brilliant entrepreneurial spark would quickly fizzle out, lost in a haze of good intentions and unmet expectations. The manager is the unsung hero who ensures the business doesn't just exist, but actually functions reliably every single day. The core function of the manager is to bring structure and predictability to the daily operations of your business. Think of them as the orchestrator of your company's internal symphony, making sure every instrument plays its part in perfect harmony and at the right time. They are the ones who design the processes, create the schedules, and establish the workflows that keep everything moving forward with purpose. This isn't about micromanaging every tiny detail, but rather about building the systems that allow those details to take care of themselves. Their focus is squarely on efficiency, consistency, and ensuring that what needs to get done actually gets done without constant intervention from the owner. It's about crafting a smooth, well-oiled machine where every gear turns precisely as it should, day in and day out. Many business owners, especially those trapped in the technician's trap, often believe they are managing simply by being present and putting out fires. They confuse constant busy work with effective management, never truly stepping back to build the underlying architecture. The manager, however, understands that true management isn't just about reacting. It's about anticipating, planning, and proactively designing solutions before problems even arise. This proactive approach is what allows a business to scale beyond the founder's personal capacity, ensuring that growth doesn't lead to chaos, but to sustained, predictable success. It's the difference between merely doing tasks and creating an environment where tasks are completed effectively by anyone who follows the established path. The manager's greatest tools are not charisma or boundless energy, but rather documentation, standardization, and meticulous organization. They are the ones who transform vague ideas into clear, step-by-step instructions, ensuring that every task, from customer onboarding to inventory management, follows a defined and optimized path. By documenting processes, the manager creates a shared language and a collective understanding of how we do things here, reducing errors and improving training efficiency. This systematic approach is what builds the backbone of a truly scalable business, making it less dependent on any single individual's tribal knowledge and more reliant on a robust, well-defined framework. It's about building a business that can run itself, rather than constantly needing to be run by you. Without a strong managerial presence, even the most promising business can quickly devolve into a state of perpetual crisis and inconsistency. Imagine a restaurant where every chef invents their own version of the signature dish each night, or a software company where developers choose their own coding standards on a whim. The result would be a bewildering array of quality, unpredictable outcomes, and ultimately, frustrated customers. The manager is the guardian of consistency, ensuring that the customer experience remains uniformly excellent, regardless of who is performing the task. This dedication to repeatable quality builds trust, fosters loyalty, and creates the kind of reliable reputation that separates thriving businesses from those that merely survive. Consider for a moment the sheer volume of details that must be handled to keep any business afloat. Scheduling staff, managing supplies, tracking sales, handling customer inquiries, ensuring compliance, and countless other operational necessities. These aren't the tasks that typically spark the entrepreneur's creative fire, nor are they always the direct hands-on work of the craftsperson. These are the manager's domain, the critical gears that must turn smoothly for the entire engine to function. When these managerial duties are neglected or haphazardly performed, the entire system grinds to a halt, creating bottlenecks and unnecessary stress for everyone involved. The manager ensures that the day-to-day nuts and bolts are tightened, polished, and ready for action. The true genius of the manager lies in their ability to see the interconnectedness of every operational element and to optimize those connections for maximum efficiency. They understand that a slight tweak in the ordering process can dramatically impact inventory levels, or that a clear training manual can reduce onboarding time by half. This isn't just about making lists. It's about strategic thinking applied to the operational landscape of the business. They are constantly looking for ways to streamline, simplify, and automate, always with an eye towards improving the overall flow and reducing wasted effort. This relentless pursuit of operational excellence is what transforms a collection of individual tasks into a cohesive, productive enterprise. Think of your business as a complex organism. The entrepreneur is the brain, providing vision and direction. The craftsperson is the hands, performing the specialized work. But the manager is the nervous system, transmitting signals, coordinating actions, and ensuring that every organ functions as it should. They bridge the gap between the grand vision and the ground level execution, ensuring that the entrepreneur's ideas are not just brilliant, but also practical and implementable. This crucial intermediary role means the manager is constantly translating between the what if of the visionary and the how to of the doer, making sure both ends of the spectrum are aligned and working towards a common, well organized goal. The manager is also intimately involved in the critical process of delegation, but not just by handing off tasks. They are responsible for creating the clear guidelines, training protocols, and feedback loops that empower others to perform their duties effectively and consistently. This means defining roles, setting expectations, and providing the resources necessary for success, all within a structured framework. Effective delegation, spearheaded by the manager, is what truly frees the business owner from the day-to-day minutiae, allowing them to step back without fear that quality will suffer or deadlines will be missed. It's about building a team that can execute the vision, not just relying on your personal efforts. Consider the difference between a spontaneous, haphazard approach to problem solving and a systematic, managed response. When a customer has a complaint, does your team scramble to improvise a solution each time, or is there a clear protocol for handling feedback and resolving issues? The manager establishes these protocols, ensuring that challenges are met with consistent, effective strategies, not just reactive guesswork. This consistency in problem solving not only improves customer satisfaction, but also builds a more resilient and adaptable business over time. It transforms potential setbacks into opportunities for refinement, all thanks to a well-managed approach. For the business owner aspiring to escape the technician's trap, embracing and empowering the managerial role is absolutely non-negotiable. You cannot build a business that runs without you if you haven't meticulously designed the systems and processes that allow it to do so. This means dedicating time, energy, and resources to thinking like a manager, even if you're the only one filling all three hats initially. It involves actively stepping away from the doing to focus on the organizing, creating the blueprints for operational excellence. It's an investment in your future freedom, a commitment to building a company that is robust, reliable, and truly independent of your constant presence. Ultimately, the manager is the architect of the franchise prototype we discussed earlier, even if you never intend to franchise your business. They are the ones who take the entrepreneur's grand vision and distill it into a replicable, teachable model. Every standard operating procedure, every training manual, every quality control checklist is a piece of this prototype, designed to ensure that the business delivers the same high-quality experience every time, no matter who is at the helm. This systematic approach is what transforms a personal endeavor into a valuable, transferable asset, capable of thriving far beyond the founder's direct involvement. This shift in mindset, from constantly doing to strategically organizing, is often the most challenging, but also the most rewarding for business owners. It requires a willingness to let go of the idea that only you can do things perfectly, and to instead trust in the power of well-designed systems. The manager understands that a well-documented process, followed consistently by a trained team member, will often yield more reliable and scalable results than even the most skilled individual working in isolation. It's about building institutional knowledge and operational intelligence, rather than relying solely on personal genius. The manager's role ensures that the business doesn't just survive, it thrives through sustained, predictable performance. They are the ones who track key performance indicators, analyze operational data, and constantly seek out areas for improvement, always with an eye on the bottom line and customer satisfaction. This data-driven approach allows for informed decision-making, moving the business forward based on facts rather than assumptions or gut feelings. It's about building a company that learns, adapts, and continuously optimizes its way to greater success. So, as you begin to envision your business as a self-running entity, remember the quiet but powerful force of the manager. This isn't just a title. It's a critical function, a mindset, and a commitment to building a resilient, scalable operation. Embracing and empowering the manager within you, or within your team is the crucial step toward transforming your entrepreneurial dream from a burr den into a truly liberating asset. It's the pivotal role that transforms visionary ideas into tangible, consistent, and profitable realities, paving the way for your ultimate freedom and the business's enduring success. Meet the craftsperson, the doer who's probably reading this while answering emails. All right, let's be honest for a moment. If you're flipping through these pages, chances are you're doing it with one eye on your phone, ready to answer an email. Or perhaps you've got a mental to-do list running a mile a minute in the background. You're the doer, the hands-on expert, the one who rolls up their sleeves and actually makes things happen in your business every single day. You probably started your company because you're incredibly good at what you do, whether that's baking the perfect croissant, coding an elegant software solution, or crafting marketing strategies that truly resonate. This isn't just a job for you, it's a passion, a calling, a skill you've honed over years, and you take immense pride in the quality of your work. That dedication is admirable, truly, and it's what initially propelled your business forward, attracting customers and building a reputation. But here's the kicker. That very strength might also be the invisible chain keeping you tied to your desk, or your workshop, or your client's site, day in and day out. Think back to the early days when the idea of starting your own venture first sparked. You weren't dreaming of endless administrative tasks or managing a team. You were envisioning the joy of creating, of serving clients directly, of seeing your craft bring tangible results. Perhaps you were frustrated by how others did things, or you simply knew you could offer something better, more personal, more effective. That fire, that genuine love for your specific skill, is what drove you to take the leap from employee to entrepreneur. You poured your heart and soul into every project, every product, every client interaction, making sure it met your exacting standards. This commitment built trust and word-of-mouth referrals, laying the foundation for what looked like a promising future. In your mind, success meant doing more of what you loved and doing it exceptionally well every single time. It felt like the natural progression: be great at your craft, and the business will follow. However, somewhere along the line, that dream began to morph into something else entirely. You found yourself caught in what we call the technician's trap, a common pitfall for many talented individuals who venture into business ownership. The trap is simple. Being brilliant at your craft, your specific technical skill, is not the same as being brilliant at running a business. You might be the best baker in town, but that doesn't automatically equip you with the skills to manage inventory, handle marketing, or lead a team effectively. You excel at the doing, but the managing and visioning aspects often get pushed to the side, or worse, become additional tasks you have to squeeze into your already overflowing schedule. This subtle shift is where the excitement can start to drain away, replaced by a growing sense of overwhelm and an endless list of demands. You're no longer just the craftsperson, you're also inadvertently trying to be the CEO, the HR department, and the janitor, all rolled into one. A core belief that fuels this trap is the conviction that no one else can do it quite like you. You might genuinely feel that your unique touch, your specific method, or your unparalleled attention to detail is what sets your business apart. And for a time, that might even be true. Your personal brand is inextricably linked to the quality of your output. This isn't arrogance, it's often a deep-seated commitment to excellence and a fear that if you delegate, the quality will inevitably suffer. So you cling to every task, every decision, every client interaction, convinced that your physical presence and direct liveament are absolutely essential for maintaining standards. This mindset, while born from good intentions, ultimately limits your potential, creating a bottleneck where every single output must pass through your hands, or at least your direct approval. The immediate consequence of this indispensable mentality is a relentless cycle of overwork and eventually burnout. You find yourself working longer hours, sacrificing personal time, and constantly feeling like you're chasing your tail. The business might be growing in revenue, but your personal freedom is shrinking proportionally, leaving you feeling less like an entrepreneur and more like an indentured servant to your own creation. You can't take a vacation without worrying about everything falling apart. And even a simple sick day feels like a catastrophic event for your company. Growth, when it does occur, often means simply adding more tasks to your already overloaded plate, rather than truly expanding the business's capacity. This isn't the freedom you envisioned. It's a gilded cage, built by your own hands, where your presence is the only key. This exhausting loop is precisely what we call the specialist cycle, where your expertise becomes both your greatest asset and your biggest obstacle. You start out as the specialist, the best at what you do, and your business thrives because of it. But then, because you're the only one who can truly deliver that specialist touch, you become trapped in the endless doing. Every new client, every new project, every new opportunity simply adds another layer of work directly onto your shoulders, reinforcing the idea that you must always be the primary engine. You keep pedaling harder and harder, believing that if you just push a little more, you'll finally break free. But the cycle only tightens its grip. It's a treadmill that speeds up with every step you take, promising progress but delivering only exhaustion. Your days are a blur of responding to urgent requests, putting out fires, and meticulously performing the core work that defines your business. Even when you try to step back, the phone rings, an email pings, or a team member asks for your direct input, pulling you right back into the fray. You might even find a strange comfort in this constant demand, a validation that you are indeed essential, but that comfort is fleeting and ultimately destructive. There's rarely a moment for strategic thinking, for planning the next big move, or for simply breathing and recharging your own batteries. The business isn't running without you. It's barely limping along, waiting for your next command, your next effort, your next intervention. You're not just working in the business, you are the business, a one-person show trying to juggle a dozen different acts simultaneously. This relentless focus on doing means you have almost no time or energy left to work on the business, which is where true growth and freedom reside. The visionary tasks, the strategic planning, the development of new offerings, the exploration of market trends, all these crucial entrepreneurial activities get perpetually deferred. You might have grand ideas, brilliant innovations bubbling in your mind, but they remain just that, ideas, because you're too busy fulfilling today's orders or fixing yesterday's problems. You're stuck in the operational weeds, unable to rise above and see the forest for the trees, or even to plant new trees. The very reason you started your business, to create something bigger than yourself, is ironically stifled by your own hands-on dedication. This isn't just about productivity. It's about the fundamental health and future trajectory of your entire enterprise. Now, let's be absolutely clear. Your craft, your skill, your passion for what you do is incredibly valuable and remains the bedrock of your business. This isn't about diminishing your expertise or suggesting that your personal touch isn't important to your customers. Quite the opposite, in fact. It's about recognizing that the way you deliver that craft needs to evolve if your business is ever going to truly thrive beyond your individual capacity. Your personal touch is what built the initial momentum, but relying solely on it is like trying to build a skyscraper with a single bricklayer. The goal isn't to dilute your quality or passion, but to find a way to replicate it, to scale it, and to ensure that your customers receive that same high standard of excellence, regardless of who is performing the task. It's a shift from being the sole performer to becoming the orchestrator of an entire symphony of quality. This is where the concept of systems enters the picture, not as a cold, impersonal replacement for your craft, but as an elegant solution to your overwhelm. Imagine if the consistent quality your customers love wasn't solely dependent on your personal effort, but on a clear, documented process that anyone could follow. Systems are the secret sauce that allows your business to produce consistent results time and time again without requiring your constant direct supervision. They are the blueprints, the recipes, the step-by-step guides that ensure every task is performed to the same high standard, regardless of who is doing the work. This approach doesn't diminish your role, it elevates it, transforming you from the tireless doer into the brilliant architect who designs the very framework of success. It's about building a machine that reliably delivers your unique value. Letting go of direct control can feel incredibly daunting, almost like relinquishing a piece of your identity, but it absolutely does not mean lowering your standards. In fact, by implementing robust systems, you are actively raising the bar for consistency and quality across your entire operation. Instead of hoping that every team member intuitively knows how to achieve your level of excellence, you provide them with the precise roadmap to get there. This ensures that the customer experience remains consistently outstanding, fostering loyalty and solidifying your brand's reputation in a way that's sustainable. It's about embedding your expertise, your secret sauce, into the very fabric of your business, so that its quality becomes inherent, not just dependent on one person's good day. You're not just delegating, you're empowering your business to deliver. Your expertise, which once kept you tethered to every task, now becomes your most powerful tool for building something truly remarkable. As the craftsperson, you possess an invaluable understanding of the intricate details, the nuances, and the how-to of your business's core operations. This deep knowledge is precisely what you need to create effective, efficient systems that capture your best practices and replicate them. You're no longer just executing the work. You're defining how the work should be executed by anyone, ensuring that your vision for quality is maintained systematically. Think of yourself as the master builder, not just laying bricks, but designing the entire structural integrity of the building, ensuring it stands strong long after you've stepped away from the construction site. This transformation is about leveraging your deep skill in a new, more impactful way. This shift in perspective, from being the sole doer to the system architect, is the fundamental step in building what we call a franchise prototype. Even if you never intend to franchise your business, thinking this way forces you to create a company that can operate flawlessly without you at the helm every single moment. It means designing every process, from customer intake to product delivery, with such clarity and precision that it could theoretically be handed over to a new owner or operator tomorrow. This level of documentation and systemization ensures that your business possesses a consistent, repeatable blueprint for success, independent of any single individual. It's about creating an asset that has inherent value because its operations are predictable and its quality is assured, regardless of who is performing the tasks. This is the ultimate goal, a business that runs itself reliably, consistently, and profitably. Imagine the profound sense of relief when you realize your business can hum along efficiently, delivering consistent value to customers, even when you're not physically present. This is the freedom you've been craving, the ability to step away from the daily grind and finally dedicate your time to working on the business. You can focus on innovation, on strategic partnerships, on exploring new markets, or even just on spending quality time with your family and pursuing personal interests. Your energy shifts from the endless cycle of doing to the empowering realm of designing and directing. This freedom isn't just about vacations. It's about having the mental space and physical capacity to truly lead your business towards its next big chapter, rather than being perpetually trapped in its current one. It's about reclaiming your life from the demands of your own creation. So to the craftsperson reading this, perhaps still juggling emails or mentally planning tomorrow's tasks, know that there is a path forward, a way out of the overwhelm. Your dedication and skill are not your burden. They are your foundation. The challenge isn't to work harder, but to work smarter, to channel your expertise into building the systems that will liberate you. This book will guide you through the process of transforming your indispensable personal touch into an indispensable operational framework. It's time to stop being just the engine of your business and start becoming its visionary architect, building a company that serves your life, not just consumes it. Your journey from technician to true entrepreneur begins with understanding this crucial shift and embracing the power of systems. Finding the balance, how not to be a jack of all trades and master of none of your own time. You've met the entrepreneur, the visionary with big dreams. You've also encountered the manager, the one who keeps everything running smoothly day to day. And then there's the craftsperson, the expert who actually delivers the service or product that started it all. If you're like most business owners, you've probably felt the constant tug of war between these three vital roles. One moment, you're dreaming up new strategies for growth, feeling like a true entrepreneur. The next, you're knee deep in invoices or troubleshooting a minor issue, embodying the manager. Before you know it, you're back to doing the core work, hands on, just like the craftsperson you started as. This constant shift isn't just tiring, it's a dangerous cycle that traps you in your business. This whirlwind of responsibilities often leaves you feeling like a jack of all trades and master of none. You might be good at many things, even great at your core craft, but the sheer volume of tasks prevents you from truly excelling in any single area of running your business. More critically, it prevents you from mastering your own time. Every day becomes a frantic scramble to put out fires, respond to emails, and ensure client satisfaction, leaving little room for strategic thinking or, dare we say, a personal life. It's an exhausting way to live, and it's certainly not the freedom you imagined when you first decided to become your own boss. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a common trap many talented individuals fall into when they transition from being an expert in their field to owning a business. You excelled at your craft, so naturally you assume the best way to ensure quality and success is to do everything yourself. This belief, while well-intentioned, is the very thing that keeps your business small and you perpetually overwhelmed. You become the bottleneck, the single point of failure, and the only person who truly knows how everything works. This technician's trap ensures that your business can never truly grow beyond your personal capacity because it's entirely reliant on you. The real cost of this imbalance isn't just your sanity or the feeling of being spread too thin, it's the opportunity cost for your business. When you're constantly working in the business, doing the day-to-day tasks, you have no time to work on the business. The big picture thinking, the strategic planning, the innovation that drives growth, these all fall by the wayside. Your business stagnates, not because of a lack of potential, but because its leader is too busy performing tasks that could and should be handled by a well-designed system or another person. You're effectively trading future growth for present busy work. So, how do you break free? The answer lies in finding a deliberate, intentional balance between these three identities: the entrepreneur, the manager, and the craftsperson. This isn't about eliminating any one role, but rather understanding when and how each role should take priority, and, most importantly, how to empower others, or better yet, systems to handle the tasks that don't require your direct entrepreneurial attention. It's about consciously designing your business so that you can step into the role that truly moves it forward, rather than being dragged into whatever demands your immediate attention. Consider the entrepreneur's role for a moment. This is the part of you that dreams, plans, and charts the course for the future. The entrepreneur sees the bigger picture, identifies new opportunities, and steers the ship toward its ultimate destination. But if you're constantly bogged down by managing daily operations or performing every single task, that visionary part of you gets stifled. It's hard to see the horizon when you're busy scrubbing the deck. Your business needs its entrepreneur to be free to think, to innovate, and to lead, not to be caught in the weeds of daily minutiae. Then there's the manager. This role is crucial for ensuring that the entrepreneurial vision is executed effectively. The manager organizes resources, oversees processes, and ensures that tasks are completed efficiently and consistently. They are the glue that holds everything together. However, if you, the owner, are constantly acting as the sole manager, you become overwhelmed by the sheer volume of coordination and problem solving. This prevents you from building a robust management structure that can operate independently, making your business fragile and overly dependent on your direct oversight. And of course, there's the craftsperson. This is often where business owners start, being excellent at their specific trade. The craftsperson is the one who delivers the product or service, ensuring quality and customer satisfaction. While this role is fundamental, it's also the one that most easily consumes all your time and energy. If you remain primarily the craftsperson, your business can only grow as much as you personally can produce. This severely limits scalability and keeps you tethered to the daily grind, unable to truly step back and lead. The tension between these roles is palpable. The craftsperson inside you wants to ensure every detail is perfect, often leading to a reluctance to delegate or standardize. The manager part of you craves order and efficiency, but might struggle to implement new systems if constantly distracted by immediate needs. Meanwhile, the entrepreneur is growing restless, seeing the untapped potential, but feeling powerless to pursue it while juggling everything else. This internal struggle is what prevents many businesses from moving beyond the one-person show stage. The solution isn't to stop being a craftsperson entirely or to abandon your managerial duties. It's about strategically shifting your focus and leveraging the power of systems. Imagine your business as a well-oiled machine. Each part has a specific function, and they all work together seamlessly. Your goal is to move from being the person who is every part of the machine to being the engineer who designs, builds, and refines the machine itself. This shift allows you to contribute your unique skills where they are most valuable, rather than where they are simply needed for basic operations. This is precisely where systems become your hero. A system is a documented, repeatable process that produces consistent results, regardless of who is performing the task. Think of it as a recipe for success. When you have a clear, step-by-step guide for every essential function in your business, the need for you to personally perform or oversee every single task diminishes. This frees up your time, energy, and mental bandwidth, allowing you to choose which role you need to embody at any given moment, rather than being forced into all of them simultaneously. By documenting the craftsperson's tasks, you create a blueprint that others can follow, ensuring consistent quality even when you're not personally involved. This allows you to delegate with confidence, knowing that the outcome will meet your standards. You're no longer the only one who can bake that perfect cake, code that elegant solution, or deliver that insightful consultation. Instead, your expertise is embedded within the system, making it transferable and scalable. This is the first crucial step to reclaiming your time and leveraging your expertise. Similarly, systems empower the manager within you to oversee processes rather than constantly micromanaging people. When clear systems are in place, the manager's role shifts from constantly instructing to ensuring adherence to established procedures and identifying areas for improvement. This creates a more efficient and accountable environment, reducing the daily firefighting and allowing for proactive management. Your business gains stability and predictability, two ingredients essential for sustainable growth. Most importantly, systems liberate the entrepreneur. With the craftsperson's tasks documented and delegated, and the manager's oversight streamlined, you, the visionary, are finally free. You can step back, observe, and focus on the big picture strategies that will propel your business forward. This means more time for innovation, market analysis, strategic partnerships, and long-term planning. You can finally work on your business, shaping its future, rather than endlessly toiling in it, just keeping it afloat. This concept of building a business through systems is often called creating a franchise prototype. Even if you never intend to franchise your business, thinking this way transforms it into a self-sufficient entity. It means designing every aspect so thoroughly that someone else could step in and run it successfully, simply by following the established systems. This level of clarity and independence is the ultimate goal, making your business scalable, sellable, and most importantly, capable of thriving without your constant physical presence. The ultimate promise here is not just a more efficient business, but a richer, more fulfilling life for you. Imagine a business that runs smoothly, delivers consistent quality, and grows steadily, all while you have the freedom to spend more time with family, pursue hobbies, or even start another venture. This isn't a pipe dream. It's the tangible result of intentionally shifting your focus from being the indispensable doer to becoming the strategic architect of your business. Finding this balance means recognizing that your greatest contribution is not in doing every task, but in designing the framework that allows those tasks to be done effectively by others or by automated processes. It's about moving from being a jack of all trades who is perpetually short on time to a strategic leader who has mastered the art of building a self-running company. This mastery doesn't just benefit your business, it profoundly impacts your life, granting G you the freedom and peace of mind you truly deserve.